the first game was, as you know, we beat Hawthorn, and from there it sort of we thought we were invincible and we would never get beaten, but we come down to earth very quickly after that. And then just the camaraderie, the different people that you met over the years has been fantastic, and that was good in the early days as well.
Bob, it was a lot different from West Adelaide Footy Club, where the pair of you were working as statisticians. You know, West Adelaide was a good club, but it was a suburban club. This was the big time. This was the AFL.
Yes, and you're so correct there, because the thing is, it's like running for Western Districts in comparison to people running the Olympic Games. There was no comparison at all. And the big thing, Don was just talking about the big days, but there's one major thing I can always remember. Our final game, we were playing North Melbourne at the time, and this was our final match. We all come into the room, and it was lit up, just like as if we were in the grand final. And Bob Hammond addressed us all, and it was magnificent. Honestly, I felt like knocking the door down myself after Bobby said, because we're playing our grand final today, and this is what it's all about.
The footy is about finals and winning finals. Very quickly, in 1993, Adelaide was in there, in the preliminary, up against Essendon. Was that an opportunity missed, looking back on it?
I think so. I honestly do. I've always had this feeling, or whatever you call it, that we should have beaten them. I mean, 7 goals up at half time. I won't go into some of the things that I've been carrying in my heart for years. A couple of changes were made prior to half time. I don't think was the real good move.
This was a team and an administrative group that was the first South Australian team to win an AFL premiership. How did it feel personally for you to be involved in that first?
Well, Kevin, you, how would I put it? You felt like you were the star. I can tell, honestly, that's the feeling I got from just being my involvement. And it was only a minor player, not player as in, but, you know, just from stats and that. And you felt this was mine. And it's always been that way. And of course, then to cap it off, if I might go on, 98. I mean, that was like putting the cherry on the ice cream. It was great, and you had that feeling as you walked around Melbourne, and of course you had a blazer on them. Who are these guys, you know? But
Bob, that dynamic of being involved with a sporting club, a sporting group. I mean, as Buzz said, you've got the blazer on. You are part of the group. How important has it been for you, particularly in that recent period where you've battled a few serious health problems?
Me, yes. Well, I can go back now and say, well, it's a great achievement of being a part of the Adelaide Football Club, because the one thing we pride ourselves down there with is because we are the team for South Australia. The team for South Australia at that particular stage. 97, the power came in, but we were still there. We still held that mantle. We were still, if you would have known, Kevin, the crowd itself, it was red, blue and gold everywhere.
And that took, sometimes you were there 6 days a week, 4 or 5 hours at a time. So you really put the hours in. But I suppose the rewards are great, because 2 premierships, a drink after the game. So that's...
There might have been 1 or 2 of those.
1 or 2, yeah. But,
speaking of 1 or 2, well, there's been a few champions at the Adelaide Footy Club. Who's the best player or best players that you've both seen? Bob?
Well, you immediately look at the record, and you've got a gentleman by McLeod. He was now champion. Rashudo, out and out champions. They are the two, to me, they are the men.
In my opinion, the best player was McLeod by, well, I was going to say a country mile, but that's not quite true. But he was certainly one of the best players I've ever seen. He was poetry in motion.
How does 2011 shape up without a lot of those star players from the last decade?
Well, I think you're going to find that there's going to be fellas who will step up, really step up. You've got Andy Ottens coming back, who I think is superb. You've got other players who are going to have to slot into those positions, and I think they've tried some of them, you know, in the positions that these fellas are going to vacate. So no, I think it augurs pretty well. I just got a feeling that 2011 can be a great season for the Crows.
Bob, your thoughts?
Definitely make the 8 without any problem whatsoever. We're talking about the players that have left, and the 4 of them, 5 of them. Can't forget Trent. The overall situation was that in our last, as we finished off, those players weren't there. Now we got beat by a kick by Bulldogs, beaten by a kick by Collingwood. We beat St Kilda, and we beat Geelong. They were the 4 teams.
Pretty good finish to the season, wasn't it?
Wasn't a very good finish. Yeah. It was a great finish, like 2 bloody kicks. It was like Westies in the 50s playing Port. Makes your bloody heart bring it up.
Time moves on, as we all know, but you'll miss it.
Well, I'm going to miss it. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to put up with the missus all day. No, that's not true. No, I wouldn't be without. I wouldn't have a good life if I didn't have her. But no, I'm certainly going to miss it. It becomes habit forming. You sort of go down, you do your job, and then you come home and win and go back the next day. But it's like any job, and I'm certainly going to miss it. I really have to find something else to do.
Bob?
I fully concur with what Buzz has said, and of course we'll miss it, but your heart's always there, and you're with the club, and we'll visit them quite regularly. You can bet on that.
Congratulations to the pair of you, between the two of you. 40 years service to a club that's only barely 20 years old. It's a pretty big effort. Well done.
Thank you
very much, Kevin.